Hey, and good morning. This is Bishop Marvin Bozeman along with
Kimberly
Kimberly
Bozeman.
Bozeman. This is Talk Therapy Live. We're so happy to be here today on this wonderful Friday. This is a Gold Chip communication station.
Yes, and to listen live, go to 1580thepraise.com and click on Listen Now. You don't want to miss out on this wonderful discussion today.
Hey, listen, we had such a wonderful time on last week. We decided to come back in again.
Do it again with
and,
a different
and do it
topic.
again. Listen, had a wonderful time. It's always a wonderful time when you're able to give back to the community and
Yes.
give out some good information and talk about some stuff that's well needed.
Yes, because last week we talked about what?
What did we talk about?
Suicide.
Yes.
Yes. So if you can, try to go back and listen to that again, because all of us has been touched by the effects of either knowing someone from suicide, close family members, friends, or whatever. So we gave out some good information last week.
Good information last week. A topic of discussion for the ages. Whenever you talk about suicide, the awareness of suicide prevention, how to recognize those that are going through, great bouts of depression.
Yes.
Trying to recognize and point those things out. Listen, so, we have so much more to talk about when it comes to suicide.
Yes.
But we want to further the discussion as well today, don't we?
Yes, but before we do, I just want to say that we got something special coming up this month.
Something special coming up this month. Something special. Let me in. Do I know about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be celebrating 29 years of pastoral ministry under the leadership of the Honorable Bishop Marvin C. Bozeman. To God be the glory.
To God be the glory.
And thank you for your stick-to-itiveness.
Amen.
And your love for God and dedication. I know it's only because of his love why you do what you do.
And thank God for his grace, mercy, strength.
All
Holy
of that.
Ghost power. I say Holy Ghost, you say power. You
say it again.
Yeah, you got to be quartet. Remember to know that.
So if you are not doing anything, I believe it's the 29th. It's the last Sunday of this month. We will be in celebration the whole day. We will have Lady DeCarlo to come, and she's going to preach our 11 o'clock service. And then at 4
she's
o'clock.
Coming for you.
Yeah, that's First Ladies Day. Yeah, y'all come on out, celebrate. Yes. And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to have Pastor Peterson. From Logos
down in Marion, Ohio. Wonderful woman of God. So 4 o'clock, come on out and support. Also at 12:30 today, we'll be coming on as well, right?
Yes.
All right.
Assembly of Faith Church.
Right. So, after Talk Therapy Live, just wait a little bit. You'll catch us at the 12:30 hour.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. And I want to give a shout out to my mother. Her birthday is tomorrow.
Mañana.
Mama is going to be 90 years old on tomorrow. To God be the glory. God is so good. So,
there's a song, I think in the 70s, said, I always love my mama. She's my favorite girl.
Hey,
anybody remember that?
Yes, I do. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I'm grateful to God for that. I'm trying to.
So listen, we are excited about 29 years of ministry. I thought it was more than that. When you're in ministry, it definitely seemed like that.
Yeah.
I had hair when we started. It was
you
black
still got
too.
some, right?
It just grew in different places.
Yeah.
Now, on my back.
Oh Lord,
just different places now.
Yes.
But listen, we have a lot that's going on this month, but especially on tomorrow in celebration of Mom Charles' birthday. So. Listen, we're coming up to some very interesting things. We wish to invite all of you on participating, especially on anniversary time, right?
Yes.
So we're on now. So we want you to like and share and tell someone about what's going on currently right now on this 1580 The Praise, this Gold Chip communication station. We're going to get right back into what we were actually talking about on last week, and then we'll take it a step further and talk about another topic as well. So listen, one of the things that I really deem to be really troublesome is trying to find out if a person is about to commit suicide. I think we stated that what people don't want you to know, they do very well at hiding and preventing from you to know. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, what would you say to those that have gone through someone that committed suicide and they feel somewhat responsible because they missed it, according to them?
Yeah, I would definitely say, because a lot of times when we carry around a lot of guilt, that signifies that we have done something wrong, but it's not necessarily that we've done anything wrong, because a lot of times you will not see the signs. But I think that it is lessons learned that moving forward, that we should try to pay more attention and don't take for granted just because we know that someone is usually sad or down, because it's those type of people who are more at risk, for suicide. So if we know someone like that, we can encourage them. We can let them know that we are there for them, and that, yes, we do see you, and, give them a business card that has Healthy Emotes Counseling Services on it. All we can do is all that we can do. So we don't have to carry around that guilt. And if you do carry around the guilt, give yourself some grace.
Give yourself some grace, get some help, get some counseling yourself. And, the truth is at some point, many of us have contemplated. It's crossed our mind. Sometimes things can get so out of hand and out of control in our own lives where we feel I know the enemy will plant that into your mind. Go ahead and take your life. You know what I mean? So, but then you have those that happens to be their norm.
Yes, absolutely.
They're always suicidal.
Yeah, you always have suicidal thoughts because we can have passive thoughts because life gets rough, and we can have passive thoughts like, maybe life would be better without me here, or I can't take this anymore, and then we have more aggressive thoughts to where we actually start planning it out. And those are signs that we have to look out for, that, when people start talking about it a lot, or they start giving items away, especially sentimental items.
Giving items away, having conversations about it. Or how do you think life would be without me?
Yes.
Things of that nature. Then you want to kind of zero in on what's really going on.
Right, exactly.
You
don't want to overlook it. And I think one of the important things we talked about last week is asking direct questions. There's nothing wrong with saying, are you thinking about hurting yourself? Have you thought about suicide? Go ahead and ask the question. As we discussed last week, we're bold with everything else.
Go ahead and ask the question about that, instead of after something happens and then you have all of these, man, I can't believe such guilt.
Yes.
That overwhelms you. So how do you handle that, man? Because if you have a question, you see the sign, go ahead and speak up. And hey, are you thinking about doing something crazy?
Yeah. And just
taking your life.
Yes. Ask the direct question. Absolutely. Because then this will get them thinking that, they really do see me. So it's important to have that discussion. I want to say good morning to Mary Stevenson, and Camille Owens is here this morning. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm asking you guys to hit the share button. Okay. Because today we want to talk about another important topic, which is Alzheimer's and dementia. Again, September is National Everything Month. There are so many things, of course, the suicide and Alzheimer's month too. And we understand that Alzheimer's is a type of dementia. It's a type of dementia. It's the number one leading cause. There's oh my gosh, there's so many types of dementia. You have, of course, number one, the Alzheimer's. You have vascular dementia, where people have strokes or they've had issues with high blood pressure, for a long time, not enough oxygen that is going to the brain. We have, and I'm just doing the first 5 because there's so many, what they call Lewy body dementia, frontal temporal dementia, and then mixed dementia. So you can get it from anything. So dementia is basically memory loss.
Yeah.
So some people get dementia from TBIs, like when you a traumatic brain injury, if you have hit your head, or football players, or alcohol, like they were talking about, like with Wendy Williams. There's so many things that can cause long-term memory loss. But again, Alzheimer's is the number one dementia-related disease. So
we just jumped into this. Are we still talking about it? Have we switched over? Which one?
No, we're talking about Alzheimer's today. So yes.
Yeah, I'm still on depression.
You can still talk.
No, but let's go.
Well,
let's go. You're already moved on.
Let's put it like this.
Yeah, making me depressed now.
Yes, Alzheimer's will cause depression.
Okay.
Yeah. Alzheimer's will cause depression. Okay. Because here's the thing too, is that people know that things are not, that they're different, that they're changing, that something is not quite right.
They can feel something.
They can feel, and they know, like, when they're starting to forget things, because they'll ask you questions like, I just asked you that, didn't I?
Right. Yeah.
So some of them sink into depression, and then they begin to withdraw, and isolate themselves. So it's all, we can, it all.
Oh, we here already now. We in the camp now. It's rushed me though. I wasn't through, Well, I think when you do, those who are actually going through that, I think that's the importance of, we always speak about village in our community, village, your village, your people, your those who are close to you, who are in your circle, that when we notice a person is going through that, we should even get a little more closer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if it has a tendency of them slipping off into, trying to be by themselves all the time because of they feel something is going on, can't really put their finger on it. So I think your village should even get a little closer.
Absolutely.
So we can pay better and attention to you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So make sure that you don't harm yourself by accident or on purpose.
Right. Yeah.
We have to be closer.
And don't
get closer.
Don't become afraid, because sometimes your loved ones, they see what's going on with you and they get afraid because they don't know how to deal with what you're going through.
Yeah.
So it can cause a lot of anxiety and
on
a lot of
stress.
stress.
Everybody involved. Usually the responsibility falls on one or two people in the family, to be able to care for a person who's really going through that. So imagine the overload and the stress of the person who's actually taking care of the one who's going through, Alzheimer's. And I mean, it's just something that the whole group have to come together and say, how can we care for this individual?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you know what? We try to take so many preventative measures when it comes to certain diseases such as this one, but there's nothing really concrete on how to prevent. Right. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen to us within the next 25 years.
Right, exactly. But what we can do is just do our best in trying to take care of ourselves. And we understand that dementia is actually called diabetes of the brain too.
Wow.
So if we know that, then we know that we need to stay away from those things that are going to cause diabetes, period.
Yeah.
Because it can cross the blood-brain barrier.
Yeah.
So we want to make for sure that, we're reducing our sugar, and we can talk about, how to.
Man, listen.
That's a whole different subject, because
it's a whole different subject.
Well, it's not a different subject.
I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's extremely difficult. I think you make the adjustments to your life as you can, but you still want to live life, right? I
Yes.
mean, you still want to live life. You don't want to overindulge in anything. We know in everything
Right.
it must be in moderation.
And it's amazing because these days they have so many different alternatives.
But we're not sure what actually helps, or if there's an alternative to this, well, why isn't, or what's taking this place? Maybe what's taking this place could be more harmful, right? You read stuff to say zero sugar.
And that's why,
you know what I mean? But what's in this place?
Exactly. And this is why we do our own research.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to look at labels. You got to read labels. Yeah. You are your most important commodity.
You better go ahead and farm your own land so you'll know what it is, the soil that is being grown in.
Right.
Sometimes you can't trust the labels.
Just make the best decision.
Sometimes you can't trust the labels. Did you hear what I said?
Listen, all you can do is all you can do.
All right. That's true.
We don't know it all, but based on the information we have, we want to make the best decision. We don't know if what they're telling us is the truth or not. Yeah. We don't know. Yeah. But what we do know is what we're reading.
I know coffee is good for you, then coffee is not good.
Right.
Then apples are better for you, then don't eat an apple. So do it all you can do. In this confused jungle
but we shall not tempt the Lord thy God.
That's true.
All right, so we're not going to make a meal out of sweets.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
My grandmother used to say, you know, she'll be make no meal out of all
right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again,
I hear you.
Ladies and gentlemen, do your own research. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We want to minimize our risks. We really do, because again, there's so many different types of dementia. There's so many various ways we can get it. There's biological, components where it's nerve cell damage. And Alzheimer's is actually like plaques and tangles of the brain. It's just biological things that happen in the brain. Yeah. And then we can have some chemical changes. Mm-hmm. Like the lack of acetylcholine. Your brain produces acetylcholine anyway, but the lack of it causes some memory loss. Mm. So if you find yourself like forgetting a lot, I mean, they have so many vitamins. Yeah. So if your brain is not naturally producing something, then we can take the supplements
for sure
to try to help yourself. So we have biological components, and then like some of the risk factors is actually you can get dementia at any age just because the variations of it. But particularly like after 65, they're saying that that's when it can really, really be more pronounced. Yeah.
So I guess it's a large part of it has to do with knowing your body, right? Mm-hmm. Knowing your body, how your body function, what it is you should and should not put in your body, things of that nature. Yeah. As you just stated, you do the best that you can.
Have to, if you want to live and live well.
Yeah, if you want to live well. Knowing your body. So we probably have to, get into some type of class or something that talks about, especially when it comes to Black people, right? African people, you know what I mean? So we have to know our body. Our chemical makeup and body is just not the same as others.
Yeah, and I love getting, me, I'm getting my blood work. Yeah. I get that at least quarterly because the blood is going to tell the story. Yeah. So
preach that. That sounds nice.
You like? Oh yeah.
Yeah, blood will tell the story.
I'll let you borrow that one.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'll tell them your name. I'll give you your due. But yeah, that's true.
But yes, get your blood work done and see what your numbers are. Yeah. And then you can know if what you're doing is working for you or not, and you know how to implement the changes.
So you see now with the African American Wellness walk, I think that just happened last month. What is it? September? Where are we at?
September already.
Yeah, last month I believe it was, and we're becoming more aware of how we should take care of ourselves as men, especially in the Black community. So that's a good thumbs up for that. We're becoming more aware. But then there are so many others who have not. had a checkup, had a physical, have not been to see their primary doctor at all.
And why do you think that
Period.
is?
They
though?
just haven't. They don't feel the need. If nothing bothers me, if nothing hurts, I don't go.
I wonder if it's a fear of finding out.
Well, it depends on, I think, how old you are too. You know what I mean? So some people fear of finding out that when you probably reach a certain age, in your 70s, and you're like, well, hey, I'm almost out of here anyway. You know what I mean? Some people think like that, but
we're living longer these days if we take care of ourselves.
I don't know about that, but yeah, that's what they say. But yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Who takes those statistics? I don't know.
Statistics show.
No one came to my house and asked me anything. No called my phone.
They have all
I'm just
of
telling you. I just wonder where those statistics come from. But like, they didn't include me.
Well, I mean, they'll be able to tell from
they need to ask me.
Decades and decades of people being alive on the earth. How the vast majority at what age, the average age of death compared to where we are now.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So
I do understand, just like to mess with you a little bit.
I know you cannot help yourself. So again, we're talking about dementia and Alzheimer's. And if you all know someone, a loved one, or have family members, I want you all to chime in and say how you felt when you found out that they had this disease, and what is your method of self-care.
So question two, what about medication, right? If you are the side effects of some medications, right? Especially as you get older, seem to they want to put you on medication, things of that nature, because this may be high, this is too low. Could be a conflict in medication that may cause you to have those symptoms.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, they do have medication on the market now for dementia. However, it does not stop dementia. It's not a cure at all, but they say that it can slow it down. And there are side effects to that. So like with any other medication, you have to weigh what's more beneficial to you. Is it slowing down this disease, or is it chronic stomach pain, or upset stomach, or diarrhea, or it's just what you're willing to put up with?
So I mean, and really what I'm asking is if you're not on that medication yet, but if there are other medications that the doctor may put you on, does it have a tendency to create this issue?
The issue of dementia?
Correct.
It could. It could. And again, and I'm going to always and forever say, please do your own research, because oftentimes,
just because they prescribe
that's right.
You need to check it out.
It's up to us to see what the side effects are, because some side effects can cause memory loss. It really can. Gotcha. And I know someone where that is happening to them, and they're okay with the memory loss because it's helping in other areas of their life. So it's up to you. You're the captain of your own ship, but you need to be well formed of the direction you're going in.
But find out what it is and why you want me to take this, or what are the long-term effects of me being on this. What will happen to me? Will I feel good tomorrow and then next week lose my eye? I mean,
he's so dramatic. Why you have to lose a whole eye? Why do you have to lose a whole eye?
I should have said eyesight. Either way, you're gonna lose an eye.
And that's dramatic too. I can't.
But I'm for real. I'm so serious. You need to know you have to do your homework, because you knew that your vision was perfectly fine before taking the medication. And now you're dealing with blurriness of vision.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And ask questions. Ask the doctor questions. Because a lot of times, me or you, a lot of times the doctors they don't know what you don't know. So write down your questions, take them with you. And I know sometimes it seems like the doctors are in a rush or whatever. Hey, I'm here now.
Slow them down.
Yes, I'm here now. So can you tell me about the possible side effects?
A lot of our medications that's prescribed is is only tested on Caucasian individuals. So it's a small percentage where Black people are actually volunteering to be guinea pigs.
Right. So we don't really know how to play out
we
with
don't
our
know
DNA.
how it works on Black people.
Yeah.
But we know on white people it works good.
Right. Yeah. And it's a risk. It's a risk.
Yeah.
You know, so do your own research.
Yeah. That's why we need more of our, Blacks, in the medical field and profession, to be able to care for others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But there's still that stigma with testing too and trials, in the Black community.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
It's still there.
It is still there. So it's hard to do studies with us because we're afraid of the studies.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to trust the Lord and just.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. I don't want to say sometimes you always have to trust the Lord with whatever we're putting into our
bodies. But you can't trust every smiling face.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
So.
Yeah. Hey, we don't see anything, but y'all listening, just let us know that you're listening. And please, if you have any questions or comments or you want to chime in, do that.
But I do want to say that I don't use this word a lot, but I hate dementia. And I hate what dementia does to people. Mm-hmm. I really, really do. And, again, we talked about, the biological causes, and we talked about how there's really no cure. But what I want to ask you as my bishop, because it's with the mind that we serve the Lord, and we know that we strive to take on the mind of Christ. But dementia is a thief. That dementia comes to kill, steal, and to destroy. So how can it seems like the enemy come in and just wipe out the mind with believers?
Yeah.
Help me to understand.
I mean, that's I don't know if I can bring some clarity, to the question or the comment, but it's because what we're looking at, we're looking at the person who we're used to looking at, and we notice that there's a decline. We know something's going on, or they're not themselves. They're a little more agitated, but I have to look at it from the other point of the purpose of being born again, of water into the Spirit. Mm-hmm. And as we are born again, people don't really understand, we don't really preach this, that we should be becoming more spirit than we are still being in that natural state. Right?
Yes.
So we are born again of the water and of the Spirit. So as Scripture tells us, we should be decreasing and God should be increasing. Mm-hmm. Salvation, of course, brings the mind of Christ, which we have. So I do believe that there are diseases that when it comes to the mind of the Spirit, they can't touch that. There's a certain part of us that's untouchable. Because it belongs to God. The mind of the flesh, our body, naturally.
That's in the natural realm.
That's in the natural realm. So even when you're dealing with these diseases that we're talking about, that's still dealing with the natural realm. The Spirit of God that is within you is untouchable.
Oh, that's good.
You can't touch that.
Oh my goodness! Because I remember when your grandmother, she had a stroke, which caused dementia. What I mean?
Yeah.
And she would forget a lot of stuff in the natural realm. But when it came to the Spirit, she was on point.
Exactly.
That was so amazing to me. I'm like, how does she know? But what I hear you saying is that the mind of the Spirit, that they can't touch that all. That is spiritual dynamics.
This is what Romans 8:6 says. It says the mind of the flesh is death, but the mind of the Spirit is life and peace. That's Romans 8 and verse number 6. So we know the mind of the Spirit that we do have is the mind of Christ. We have the mind of Christ, the mind of Christ. The mind of Christ could never be infiltrated by anything down here on the earth at all. It cannot be infiltrated at all.
Wow.
So it is this body, this makeup, this natural part of us that is going to the grave.
You're going to make me run around this studio.
Seriously. So we don't really have to worry. We're going to see a decline in something.
Absolutely.
As we progress in, in our age here on the earth. But it should always be an increase of the spirit on a daily basis.
Wow.
I mean, that's the word of God. You know what I mean? So the spirit, man, should always be increased. We renew the mind, spiritual mind daily, right?
Yes.
So we have to make sure that that person that's going through this, that their spirit stays fed.
Wow.
That their spirit stays strong. Good. The mind of Christ stays relevant.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So what they're going through physically, they're going to go through that. But it's a part of them that's untouchable.
Ooh. Bishop, that'll preach too.
It's untouchable.
That'll preach too. Because I remember when we would go to the Alzheimer's unit.
Most definitely.
And we would go to minister and we would go in there and it's like they were like really lost.
Exactly.
But when we start reading scripture and we start singing songs,
they
came alive and they start singing all the songs and everything.
The mind of the spirit responds.
Okay.
The mind of the spirit responds. So we see this person go through this, and again, we're looking at what we're used to seeing, but there's a part of them that we don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
They're all right. They're already living in the spirit. Let's put it like that. Mm-hmm. They're already living in the spirit. So their natural mind is leaving, but they're already living in the spirit. There's a part that we don't have to worry about.
Well, thank you for that revelation.
I believe that. Yeah.
I appreciate that because I worried with that. I struggled with that. I'm like, Lord, how can this be? Mm-hmm. But that completely makes sense.
Yeah. So we're born again. We take on the spirit of Christ, right?
Yes.
For sure.
Ooh, thank you for that.
Hopefully that helps someone.
Well, I know it helped me. If it helped me,
people don't know. We don't sit down and talk about how we're going to do this and what we're going to talk about and what scriptures we're going to pull out, if we pull out any, whatever the case may be.
It's led by the Spirit.
Yeah. So that's good news.
Yeah, that is good news, and it brings about clarity.
That's good news. Yeah.
And again, we're talking about Alzheimer's, the number one leading cause of dementia. So we know that it is a progressive disease. Yeah. And it's a slow progression that typically
against the body,
against the
natural
the flesh, body, a natural mindset.
Come on,
and we know that there is no cure for it. Yes, it can be slowed down with medication, but it does not heal it or stop it. Yeah. So it is a slow progression. But some of the early signs to look out for with dementia is forgetting recent events or conversations, trouble following directions or solving problems, difficulty doing everyday tasks, like things that they could do so easily before, even cleaning. Like if you knew someone pre-dementia and how immaculate that their house was, and you go over there now, you'd be like, what in the world?
Right. Yeah.
It's so sad.
But it's about paying attention.
Yes.
It's about paying attention,
And then they often lose track of time and place. Yeah. They may ask you, 100 times a day, what day is it? Or what time is it? Yeah. So misplacing items.
Well, you look at me like that's so strong. I only misplace one thing on a daily basis.
I would say too, your keys and the remote. Where?
Oh, well, come on. What man? What man?
Oh, yeah. So
that's every man's issue. Where my keys at?
But a lot of times with dementia, they misplace things and can never find them again.
Got you. Okay.
And changes in mood. So these are some of the early signs of dementia. They may become irritable, or withdrawn. And this is why you're saying to pay attention.
Yeah. Can I go back and say something about keys and what was it? I forget. And the remote.
Yes.
Now the truth is, and I'm gonna share this with you all for those of you that are listen. Let me just go ahead and say it. I don't believe I misplaced them. I believe I set them in a spot and then someone else come along
I
and
knew it.
believe that they put it in a better spot.
I knew it.
And then I say, well, my first question is, have you seen mine? And I'm coming to you because I know you moved it.
I hear that.
Now let's move on to what else are we going to talk about?
I hear that so often.
Yeah. We know that's true.
Have you seen my?
Yeah.
Y'all, I don't even pay no attention no more. I was at like I used to feed into that, and I used to be running around the house helping him look for his stuff. And now I'm not. I'm gonna need you to put your keys in one spot.
I can pull up a friend. Don't do that.
I just need you to put your keys in a certain
I
spot,
was just
so we all can be stress free.
And found it.
All right. So the middle stage symptoms. So we talked about the early symptoms, forgetting keys and stuff.
Yes.
But now we're gonna move on to the middle stage symptoms, which is forgetting important personal details.
I'm ready to bust out. Because I figure if I got it, you must have it. Because you don't remember where you put my stuff at. But let's keep going.
Okay. Middle stage symptoms. Forgetting important personal details.
Okay.
All right. These are things that you really should know about yourself. And a lot of times it can be stuff like, PIN numbers or your date of birth, and a lot of us don't remember how old we are, so I'm not going to say that one, but it's just personal things. I
wouldn't even do PIN numbers because there's so many numbers we have to stick up in here today.
Yeah,
if you
I know.
Write it down.
Yeah,
you're in trouble. If you get a new whatever, you got to come up with a code for it.
Right, that is
just
true.
Let me use the same one,
and that is frustrating.
Yeah, but I can see some of the other things on there as well.
Yeah, like trouble speaking and finding words, and you have difficulty following conversations.
Right.
And we have to slow down and have patience, because if or someone has dementia, it's like they're picking up like every other word you say.
Yeah, got you. Okay.
You know what I mean? So sometimes it may seem like they're processing. It's like they're stuck. And they're processing because they're trying to put the dots together.
Correct.
They're only picking up like every other word that you say. Don't forget, you got tangles and plaques in your brain. So it's interfering with the wiring and the firing of the brain, right? So it's hard for them to follow certain conversations. They have poor judgment and risky choices. Yeah. This is why they should not be making important decisions. They should not. Bishop Mel got his keys. Yeah, he got his keys in his hands. That's good, Bishop.
He just walked in. He just walked in.
Oh, what do you say? Give him a few minutes.
Yeah, give him a few minutes.
All right, we'll give you a few minutes, Bishop. Yeah, so if you have a loved one that has dementia, someone should really be their power of attorney. They should not be making important business decisions because their judgment, they cannot process the way that they used to.
So, you have to have that closeness of your community, of your family, to recognize something's going on with Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pay a little closer attention to him. His judgment is somewhat off.
Yes.
Right. Or something going on with Mom, so that we'll know, and then talk to them about making certain decisions.
That's right. Yeah. Yes.
Before it gets worse, and then who you're talking to, you don't know. And they don't understand what's being said.
Exactly. But this is why you have so many con men and women that target the senior
the senior population. For
yes,
sure.
Because they know that a lot of them do have suffer with dementia, and they can go and it looks like you need a new roof today, or how's your
next thing you know, you're going into debt and think for sure.
Absolutely. So we have to be there because they do have poor judgment. But go ahead.
No. I mean, this is a conversation that's dear to me because I love children. I love older people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I was a child and I wish to grow old. Seriously, I do. When I see that they're mistreated or taken advantage of, things of that nature. Yeah, that makes you upset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just to know that. However, you have that. If that person, if they have children, children should be more involved. Do not wait until there's an issue.
Right. Right.
Take preventative measures.
Take
Hey,
preventative
let's take care of
measures.
dad. Just a little look at him a little more closer.
That's right.
You know, especially if he's a widower or the mother's a widow. We have to make sure that we pay. This is not the same person that you grew up with as being your parent.
Right, exactly.
I think that has to be understood.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's just not. So decisions that they were sharp on at one time, they don't make those judgments like that like they used to.
They can't. They couldn't if they wanted to. That's why it takes loved ones.
And it hurts all the way around.
It
hurts them because they know something's wrong. Number two, you're like, hold on, wait a minute, this is my dad.
Right.
This is my hero right here. What's going on?
That's right.
It's that once a man, twice a child.
Yes,
thing,
absolutely.
So, sure.
So it really takes loved ones to come in and to help out, to step up.
Yeah.
They some of the other middle stage symptoms is they get lost in familiar places. That's why if you have a loved one and you go to your favorite store, shopping center, whatever, do not take for granted that they know where they are. Stick close to them because they can wander off. You know what I mean? They can and they can get lost. And do you know how scary that is for them?
For sure.
It's very scary. Needing help with bathing and dressing and eating. These are the middle stage symptoms. And again, we talked about this is a progressive disease. We started out with forgetting keys or losing track of time. Now we're getting lost in familiar places. Now we need help bathing and getting dressed and even eating. And then it's called sundowners. And there's changes in the sleep patterns, like they'll be wide awake at night.
Okay.
And you have to be careful because a lot of them will leave their house and walk down the street late at night. So this is middle stage symptoms.
Yeah, that's rough. That's in the middle.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I know.
However, we have to come together. We have to pay attention. We have to communicate with each other.
Yes.
How are we going to best handle mom or dad?
That's
because
right.
we see this going on. Okay, whose schedule actually permits them to be there more?
Right. Yes.
Right. And don't be mad about you having to spend a little. And I always hear people say, I put my life on hold. Well, listen, if you want to call it that, call it that. But right now, I'm the one that has put their life on hold for you earlier in life. Or however you want to look at it. Do what is necessary.
For me, it's my heart. Necessary. It's my heart's joy.
Yeah, it's yours
to be able to help. Right, exactly. I wouldn't want someone taking care of me who felt like.
But please let it be someone that loves me.
That's right.
And has the fruit of the Spirit.
Yes, amen.
Because
amen. Those two.
Listen, man, I'm telling you.
And you need the fruit of the Spirit because
I'm telling you.
It can become very, very frustrating. Like Camille said, it is very, very frustrating. And you need the fruit of the Spirit, and you need patience. And you need long suffering.
For sure.
You really do.
Yeah, and you need an outlet.
Yes, you need that. Yes,
you need an outlet.
That's right.
Yes,
someone has to care for the caregiver.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that is a lot.
That's true.
Yeah. And another middle stage. Oh, we talked about the sleeping patterns. So what I was going to say is, if your loved one is independently living by themselves for now, I would suggest perhaps getting cameras. Getting, I think it's Vivint or whatever, where you can lock the doors from wherever you are.
Some type of system where you can do that electronically or however it works.
Yes, absolutely.
Make sure you do that, because if it's not an emergency for someone to be there 24/7, but it is an emergency.
To always add these.
You can still be there without being there.
Yeah.
Power
of technology.
Until you have to be there.
Right. Yes. yes.
You know what I mean? Seriously, I mean, those things have to be. But you know what? Don't make it such an issue, or let it be such a known inconvenience
Yeah, you don't want that to be known.
Because no one wants to feel as if they're a burden
That's
to anyone.
right.
That's
right.
That's when, because older people have committed suicide along those reasons.
Yes.
I don't want to feel like
Yes.
I'm a burden to no one. And I mean, people do
That's
things
right.
like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Older people and adolescents are more at risk for suicide.
I've learned how. Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that. I've learned how to include, when my grandfather was around, him in on the most important things, right? So it's what we used to do when he was well able to. You don't want to feel like you're shutting them out of the world, or their
Mm-hmm.
existence of being in the world, right?
Yeah, because
So
they're still
you
important.
still want to see, their level of understanding when it comes to problem solving. It
Mm-hmm.
still helps. Hey, Dad, this is what's going on. What do you think about this? Include them
Yes.
in. Don't exclude them because of what you feel like they're not capable.
You don't want to take over,
No.
like as if they don't exist.
Correct. Yeah.
Because a huge portion of them are still there. It's like you're still there. It's just that you forget things.
Exactly.
You're not completely gone. It's not like you're an invalid
Mm-hmm.
or anything, until like probably the later stages. We've gone through the early signs, we went through the middle signs, and then the later stages are these, Bishop, not recognizing close family members and friends.
That's rough. And I believe that happens a lot when you don't come around a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you do not come around a lot, I'm not going to remember you.
It's very, very hard.
And
very hard.
My grandfather was like that. He was like that, man. If you didn't come over every day, you ain't been over in 6 months, and you show up talking about, hey, Grandpa, well, who are you?
Right.
Who are you?
Yes.
You better say something. I'm liable to shoot through this door.
What did you tell him? As long as you remember who I am.
I told Dad, I said, look, because he was like, son, something going on with me. I feel something. I'm not remembering all this kind of stuff. I said, well, Dad, if you don't remember me when I come over, then I know something's wrong.
Mm-hmm. And that never happened.
He never forgot who I was.
Yes. So close contact, proximity is important.
So when you're taking care of people like that, you always want to make sure that they're in the best care. I don't believe in putting people into senior care facilities.
True. If you can help not to.
That's something that we as a people did not do, but now we become more we become more whoever we are. And we do that now, right? Because our schedules, I can't do it, my schedule,
and
right?
then some people can't afford to.
Yeah, it's not, my thing is this. If I, as your son, have an issue with taking care of you sometimes, and you send me to a boiling point, because it will happen, those that are caring for you, you may make them upset or whatever, but they handle it in a loving manner. If you're in a facility and you make someone else just as mad.
So here's the thing.
You feel what I'm saying?
I do, but let me.
They will not deal with you according to kindness.
Right. And here's the thing is that when you go to facilities, these are supposed to be people who are professionals, people who are trained to take care of this population.
We've seen the training.
You know what I mean? I know, but that's the difference in between a loved one. But I would even recommend that loved ones go to classes also. Educate yourself on the progression of this disease, the nature of this disease.
Because you will be upset.
They
will make you mad.
Yeah. But let me say this too, because I understand that some people feel that they're in better care in a nursing facility because maybe it's just them and maybe they have to work and they cannot be there the whole. So, I mean, people have different reasons.
Somebody should be able to.
Well, I mean, everybody don't have large families. You know what I mean?
Somebody.
I hear what you're saying, but
should be able to, right?
That's ideally.
That's called, what is your schedule? That's called, let's the family get together and see who can be here from 6 to 8, and then from 8 to, we did that with Mom, right?
Right.
And Dad, I think it was. and that was a problem too, but it was still done, right? Because you here late.
Yeah, right.
You understand?
Yeah, but
So,
everybody doesn't have big families either. Sometimes you just have only child, or there may be two children. One could live
between
out
them
of
two
town.
children.
But whatever, if you have to take your
between them two children,
if you have to take your loved one to a facility, just make sure that you are involved in their care. Make sure that you are there often, and you are showing up and holding them accountable. Also, it's all love, So the later stages I want to talk about.
Because if you don't have time,
not
when
recognizing,
I'm not in the facility, but when you put me in the facility, now you have time.
Because now I'm getting off work, and now
come on,
people have to do what's conducive. It is touchy.
Yeah.
I get it, and it's not that people don't care. It's just that their lifestyle sometimes doesn't.
Do you
permit.
remember the time I went over to shave Dad? I've been shaving Daddy's hair and mustache, goatee. I went to shave him. I said, "Hey, I'll be over tomorrow to shave you."
He's like,
and then I came over and he said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm about to shave you." Boy, I wouldn't let you put them things on that dog over there. I'm like, well, I just came over here.
Yes, I felt kind of bad.
Did you feel bad? I felt bad in the moment. I'm like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
Then I went back the next day.
It's like,
and took care of it.
Right. Yeah. So that's the nature of the disease. So I had to learn
too, like, just let a day go by.
It's just the nature of the disease, so we can't really take it personally.
Yeah, but you have to learn, because it's a learning moment for everyone involved. You're right, because you really can't prepare for this.
You cannot.
Right. Just that when it happens, the information that we're given now, you just have to make sure let me go back and listen to what was said. And
that's right. Educate yourself.
Educate yourself.
You have to. Have to. So let's talk about these later stage symptoms. We just have a few minutes left. Again, we talked about not recognizing close family members, difficulty walking, sitting, or swallowing. And we have witnessed this with, someone who had, dementia. They had to hook them up to feeding tubes because they forgot how to swallow. They could no longer walk, limited or no ability to communicate, total dependence on caregivers for daily care, and then strong changes in behavior. They really get apathetic. They don't care what they say, what they do. They get really, really aggressive. So these are like all the different stages of dementia, and we see how much they progress for the worse. So again, educating ourselves and really, really getting the caregivers joining like support groups or really talking to your siblings and talking about those things.
Staying together, family, staying together, staying close. What's idea is that we would live out what our parents actually raised us to be.
Yes.
And to behave and to keep loving each other.
Yes.
We want that to continue. We don't want for dissension and anything to come and intervene on how we've been raised, just because one is gone, one's still here, and there may be a difference of opinion on how to care for. That happens, right? But we want to do what's best. That's going to be key. What's going to be best for dad or mom at this point.
Right. Yeah.
Regardless of if we all agree, one person is going to have to make that decision.
That's right. And again, that's ideally.
Imagine that one person.
And we know in most families, you're going to have certain dissension. You have so many different personalities.
Most definitely.
But really quick before we go off, natural health remedies for dementia. I want you all to look up and write it down. Creatine. Do your own research, creatine, creatine. You can put that in your smoothie or whatever, but it's the best kept secret to ward off. I don't want to say ward off dementia. We know it's no cure, but there's been good proof that it really does help. All right. So, of course, ginkgo is really good. Turmeric, coconut oil, vitamin E and C and D and B is really good. Make sure that you are active Oh, listen, get off the couch.
Yeah.
Get off the. You have to be active. You're going to do your body and your brain a world of good.
Mm.
All right.
So, if you need any of these, we have them all at the house. Trust me. if you need them,
I'm doing all I can. Doing all I can.
We got them all. Listen, we have them all at the house.
I am Kimberly B.
I
here,
just keep
Talk
forgetting to take that
Therapy.
E code on. I'm telling you.
With the Honorable Bishop Marvin C. Bozeman. You got a good mix of talk therapy and the word. Y'all
thanks for having
back.
me on. Appreciate
Anytime.
you. Thanks for having me on.
It's my divine pleasure.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Take care.